the kohen prepares the water, so he puts it into a cup, and besides taking water from the kiyah, he also has to take earth. And he takes the earth from the Mishkan. So we learned yesterday a whole shaila. If there isn't any earth, what should you do? Could you bring it from outside or not? We learned different opinions in the Gemara. We started yesterday. We remained in the middle of a shaila now. We're talking about the earth. That's where we're going now. So the Gemara over here says, "Iboy you see 5 lines from the top. Iboy Ein shom offer. If there's no earth available, Ma'u sheyitin efer. Could you take efer? Efer is the ash. When you burn something, so it turns into ash. Could the ash be used instead of efer? So the Mazar, Aliba de Beshamai loiti boilach. According to Beshamai, it's no problem that you can't. The Amar, I'll soon explain. Let me just read the words. The Amar, they say, "Lo mitzino efer shekoru offer." Offer and efer is 2 different things. Kiti boilach aliba de Basila. According to Basila, the Amri, they say mitzino efer shekoru offer. We do find that efer sometimes is called offer also. Is what's the din? Avagav the ikri offer hocha bekaka mishkan ksivi oidilma ho bekaka mishkan kadisi ben Yehuda or kadisi ben Menachem Yehuda also. Let me explain what this means over here. We know that there's a din when you shecht a chaya, or when you shecht a chicken. It's said in the pasuk b'chisol ba'ofer. You have to take earth and you have to cover the blood. By behavior, you don't have to do it. It's only by a chaya and by a oif. So there's a shaila. If when the Torah said b'chisol ba'ofer that you should take earth and cover it, could you take also ash? So the machak is b'shamay b'sil. B'shamay says the Torah said b'chisol ba'ofer. So how does Efer come to offer? What's it got to do? Comes along Basila, and Basila says, we find by the Paraduma, state in Pasuk, that the Kohen should take me afar serefes apora. Afar over there is spelled ayin pei reish, like offer, like earth. Now it's not earth; it's ash. When you burn the pora, you don't have earth; you have Efer. So he says, we see that in the Torah, sometimes it says, afar serefes apora, and it covers the requirement of offer. B'Shamai said that's not right from there. He says, because over there state, kor afar serefa, that it's a type that came from serefa. Abastam, when it says the word offer, offer means offer, and efer means efer. So now the Gemara is saying this. When we're asking a shayla over here, could you take efer instead of offer? So the Gemara says that according to Beishamai, it's no problem. You definitely cannot, because according to Beishamai, they said clearly that efer and efer is 2 separate things. According to Beis Hillel, what's the din according to him? He says over there, Bakisu Adam, you could take efer in the place of offer. What is the din over here? Why is it a shayla? Being that it says Bekaka Mishkan, in the Kaka Mishkan there was no Efer, there was only Offer. So should you say that because it says Bekaka Mishkan, so we can only take Offer and not Efer? Or we could say that Bekaka Mishkan doesn't mean it has to do with the earth. The Gemara said it can be like Isi ben Yehuda, or like Isi ben Menachem. What does that mean? Isi ben Yehuda said that the words from Berkar state in the pasuk that you should take from the Mishkan. So what about in the Beis Hamikdash? If you had a sotah, there's no Mishkan. So we learned that Bekara Mishkan doesn't mean, he said, doesn't mean Dafka Mishkan, but it's not a fila get noiv and given and Beis Hamikdash. Or Bekaka Mishkan comes to tell you just that you should put it there. in order that you shouldn't fill up a cup with earth outside and then put the water in it. No, you can fill up a cup of water outside and bring it in to the floor, put it on the floor. But it doesn't mean that what you're bringing in could be Afer also. So therefore, we're asking the Shaila, according to Beis Hillel, what is the din? Just let me read these words again now, okay? So you'll see it inside. Iboilu ein shom offer. If there's no offer, mar she'eaten Afer. Could you use Afer ish? Aliba the Beis Shammai like the boilach. According to Beis Shammai, it's no problem. The Amri they say like Masinu Afer shekoru offer. Afer and offer are two separate things. You can't mix them. Kiti boilach aliba the Beis Hillel. The Amri they say Masinu Afer shekoru offer. By Kisu Adam, we find that by Kisu Adam is kosher, because by Paraduma we find over there that the word Afer and offer interchange. What's the din? Should you say Afagav the Ikri offer, even though Ish is also called offer? Hacha Bekaka Mishkan Siv, and the Kaka Mishkan was earth. Oy Dilma Otama, Hi Bekaka Mishkan, the words Bekaka Mishkan doesn't mean to take the what's over there. No, look at the Isi ben Yehuda that it comes to teach us that for the Beis HaMikdash, not only in the Mishkan. Or look at the Isi ben Menachem that says that it comes to teach you have to put it down over there. You can take from outside, but you have to put it down over there. So the Gemara Tashma, the Omer Rabbi Yechon Mishum Rabbi Shmuel, Rabbi Yechon said the name of Rabbi Shmuel. In three places in the Torah we find that halacha akeves mikra, that there's halacha Moshe Sinai, and the halacha Moshe Sinai uproots the pasuk. In other words, it's different than the pasuk. What is it? So he says, "Hatayra Amar ba'afa." The Torah says, "V'chisol ba'afa," right? V'halacha b'chol davar. You can cover. How do you do bakaporas? They bring sawdust. It's not Afer, it's not offer. It's a simon that the Torah said offer, but anything is good. Another thing is Hatayra Amra Besar Ba'alacha B'chol Davar. The Torah by Noza says that he shouldn't cut his hair with a sar. A sar is a razor, a gold messer, and you're not allowed to cut with anything. And the third thing is, I told you, Amr Sefer, the Torah said, because of what Sefer Krisis. Sefer is a book, so it's something from paper or what. V'halacha, v'chol davar, the din is you can write on a leaf also, you can write a get. So v'im isa, if you could take offer instead of Afer, if you could take Afer instead of offer, let them say that there's 4 places that the halacha changes different what it says in the pasuk. And for the Gemara, that's not raya. Tone v'shaya. When it says 3, it doesn't mean only 3. There could be more than 3 also. Doesn't. For the Gemara, umay shaya the high shaya. Can you give me another example of anything else? If there's a few things that are not mentioned, so then he didn't mention all of them. But if it's only one, if this is the only thing that isn't mentioned, so that's not an excuse. Show me something else that was not mentioned. So the Gemara answered, Shaya Mitzayra. He left over Mitzayra. What does it mean he left over Mitzayra? The sign that we learned, V'haya b'yem shvi yigalach es kol sorei. So that is a klal. Then it says es roishiv es konev es gabes einav. That is a prat. There's kol sorei yigalech, and then it said the person repeats again. He should shave off all his hair. Chozer b'klal. So we have a klal uprat uklal, and the rule is that when you have a klal uprat uklal, I atadon elkein haprat. That it doesn't mean everything. It means things that are similar to the. So what does it mean? What's similar? So the Gemara says, Ma prat mafurish, mokam kinusar. Kinusar means where there's a bunch of hair, and venera, and it could be seen. So Av Kol Mokah, not only these three things that are mentioned in the pasuk, now Av Kol Mokah, every place, Kinusa, Venira, so that you have to shave off. So my Rabbi, what does that mean to, what is it that in addition to the things that the Torah said? So he says, Sir HaRagayim, the hair, Ragayim means the Isa Mokum. It doesn't mean the foot hair. In fact, the Gemara, my miyat, and what don't you have to cut off? So the base hasechi, the base hasechi means the armpit, under the arm. Udekula gufa, that you don't have to. In fact, the Gemara, and v'hilchasa, but the halacha is that Megaleach kedalas, that you have to make them, you take off everything smooth like a melon, like that. His body, the whole body is smooth. The snan, we go in the Mishnah, bola lahaka v'samatzayda. If he comes to lahaka means to give to shave the mitzayda. Ma v'tar akol b'sorei. So you take the razor. On his whole body, everything you take off. Ukatoni Sefer, and the Sefer says, Ubayem Ashvi Megalchay, Tagalcha Shniya Katagalchas Rishonim. The din by Mitzvah is that after 7 days, you have to give him a shave, and after 14 days, you have to give him a shave. That's the Yemei, it's called Yemei Chalgutay and Yemei Sipurei. So it said that both times you shave off everything. So what do you see from here? You see from here that the Torah didn't say that. The Torah said, Gabbai, Gabbas Einav, the Torah just said a few things, right? And comes along the halacha and says everything. So B'zei, Zot the Gemara, Amar Rav Nachman by Yitzchak. So the Gemara wants to show, here you have an example of another case of halacha uprooting the pasuk. So if you have another case, so this could also be a case. So the Gemara says, "So why not? Kika choshev halacha akaves mikra." He only counts where halacha uproots the pasuk. A bahai akaves midrabanan. That means that this is. When let's say by a get, the Titus of a kosel is sefer kriyish, you write a sefer, and we come along, we say you can do it on anything. So it's mamish faketi the pasuk. But over here, the Torah said a few things, and then later we said a kal prat the kal, so we add something and so it's not really a kevis. It was a limud. It was a kevis the lumdus, so to say. That's what it means. It's midrabanan. The Rabbanan came up with it. And a papa says kika choshev halacha a kevis ve'keres. The places that we're talking, the halacha is mamish for ketvi the pasuk. Of a high a kevis umeisepasi. Over here, it's only adding more than what the pasuk said. So it's no ayah from that. So the question is now, how do another thing? Another teretz why from Mitzvah is no raya. So the Gemara says, Rav Ashi said, "Hom masnito mani Rabbi Shmueli." This din that we're going about Mitzvah, that you have to shave off everything, that goes according to Rabbi Shmuel. The Dorish kal uprat, edashan kal uprat, kedalas, and kedalas mani, and the brisa that says that you have to do everything, is ke Rabbi Kiva, the Dorish ribu miyat. That means that this said, there are two ways how to darshan when you have a kal and a prat and a kal. You could dash in klal or prat klal, or you could dash in riba, miyat, and riba. What's the difference? When you dash in klal or prat klal, so we have first the klal mean anything, then you have the prat that says limits, and then you have the klal. So we say that it means not that limits, but everything that's ka'ena prat. So it's sort of what first you had like 100%, then you went down to 20%, and then you went back up to 50%. Riba miyat, riba means something else. Riba means that first the marba everything, and then the mamayit, and then the marba again everything. So if you say this way, so there's not a halacha that's oike. It's a halacha is, according to him, sheitas and posuk. If you dash riba miyat, look inside now. So he says, kedalas mani, this that we said that you have to shave off everything. It should be like smooth like a lemon. This is Rebbe Kiva. The Dorish, Ribo, Umiyat, he dashed instead of Kal Prat, he dashed in B'chol HaTorah, Ribo Miyat. The Sanya we learn, V'hoya Bayem Meshri Yagalech is called sotah, Ribo. That sounds very general, a lot. Then it says, Reisha Ves Konev Ves Gabes Einov, it's Miyat, only this. And then, Ves Kol Sotah Yagalech, Chosu V'Ribo. So Riya, Riba Miyat, V'Riba, Riba Hakol, my Riba, Riba the Kula Gufe, the whole Guf, and only just one thing, Uma Miyat, what is it, my? Miyat Sa Shabatoich HaChaitim. If there's hair in the nose, that hair you don't have to cut out. So it's not right from over here that the halacha is a keres the posuk. If you dash riba, miyat the riba, state this in posuk that you should shave of everything. For the Gemara, my havi Allah. But what's with our shaila? We asked the shaila, could you use afer instead of offer? My havi Allah. What happened with our shaila? So the Gemara Toshma, the Omer Rav Huna Bar Ashi Omer Rav, Ein Shom offer. If you don't have offer, maybe you could bring rak vuvis yerek. You could bring a vegetable that withered. In other words, it became already like it's dry, and you could make earth, you can make dust out of it. Mekadesh, and you can be mekadesh the water with that earth. So we see from here, if you could use that rubius yerek, so you see that afer is also good. Doesn't have to be dafka offer. So the Gemara v'loihi, it's from that knows ayah, because rakyuvus reg yerek who the havi offer, or be'afer lo havi offer. When vegetable dries up and begins to wither and everything, it becomes like earth again. But of a afer never becomes earth, and earth never becomes afer. It's two separate things entirely. Incidentally, I have many times the shaila when it comes to burials. Today, in New York, when they do a burial, so they put the nifta into the ground. Out of town, there's a lot of cemeteries today that they don't allow putting into the ground. They put in a cement casing, like an egg. You have an egg that you slice in the middle. So the shell, they put a cement shell, and then you put the mace into the cement shell, and then on top of that you put a cement covering. So the shaila is that called kvura or not? Is that called kvura b'afa? So the shaila was asked in the Igus Moshe, and Rav Moshe Paskin that cement is offer. How do you make cement? You take off it, mix it with water, and you make cement. So I'm saying over here also that Rakvubi Yerek, when it disintegrates, it becomes offer. It becomes back to offer. It came from the offer. It comes back to offer. Okay, let's go weiter. Now it said in the Mishnah, it said that the offer you have to put in Kedei sheyira al panei al hamayim. That the earth should be seen, and it shouldn't be totally diluted in the water, and you wouldn't see it anything. So Satana Rabbana learn shloisha tzrichen sheyiru. There are three that is a din that you have to see it. What are the three? Offer sotah, the offer of the sotah that you put into the cup, you have to be able to see the earth. The offer the efer para, and the esher of the para aduma that we make for someone's tummy. V'roi kivama, by a yibum, if someone passed away and he had no children, so the din is that the brother is supposed to marry her. If he doesn't want to marry her, so then he has to give a chalitza. So when he gives a chalitza, state v'yaka b'fano, she should spit in front of him. So it has to be kentig. The spit has to be kentig. Mishum Rabbi Shmuel Amar, Av Dam Tzipor. Also, by the Mitzayda, when they retire the Mitzayda, so they shecht one of the birds. One bird they send off to fly away, and one they shecht into the water and it's sprinkled on the Mitzayda. So that's also my time with Rabbi Shmuel. What's the time with Rabbi Shmuel that the Dam Tzipor has to be noticeable? So the Siv in Pasuk, B'tova Oisam B'dam HaTzipor. So it has to be in the dam, not in. It doesn't say you dip it into the water. It says into the blood of the tzipor. It's a simmer. You have to be able to see the dam in it. V'tanya shaitan pasuk b'dam yochol b'dam v'lei b'mayim. So does that mean to say that you should dip it in before, just into the blood, before the blood gets into the keli? Talmud leima b'mayim. There should be water. And b'mayim, yochel b'mayim, b'lei b'dam. So then I would think for a cat only in the water and not in the blood. Talmud leima b'dam. So how could you work this out that everything should be proper? Poshet, maybe mayim shadam tzipa nika b'hem, and v'kama revius. That's the revius of water that you mix into the dam. The Rabbanon that don't hold that has to be nikah. That Rabbi Shmuel has to be nikah. Rabbanon hula gupa. That's for the etzem din. The hoche kamer rachmona atma b'dam u'b'mayim. He's telling you they should dip it in the water, not in each one separately, but in both of them together. The Rabbi Shmuel imken licht rachmona b'tava b'hem. My b'dam u'b'mayim lovingly. Let's just have a tava b'hem. We'll know what it means. Both of them. That we need a linika to tell you that have to recognize the dam in the water. V'rabbanan ikasav rachmona v'tava b'hem. If the title would have written v'tava b'hem in them, haba mina hayla chude v'hayla chude. Dip it in this and dip it in this. Kasav rachmona b'hem b'dam u'b'mayim v'arvan, that you should mix them together. Rabbi Shmuel said that you should mix it together. There's another pasuk. The ksiv is shochet as a tzipor ha'achas el klicheres ha'mayim chayim. So you see it, you shecht it into the water. V'rabbanan if from that pasuk havamina rishchetei samach lemona v'nektina leveriden v'kabre ledom b'mona chrita. I would say that it doesn't mean to say that you should shecht it into the water. You should shecht it near the water and hold on to the pipes of the bird, and then later move it right away into another keli. Kamash Malon, that's the way to do it. Okay. So we have a machlokes over here if you need nicker or not, but according to Rabbi Shmuel, you need it should be nicker. Now the Gemara said, boy, my name Rabbi Yirmiyah, may Reb Zera. Rabbi Yirmiyah asked the question of Reb Zera. We said before that it should be a revius of mayim. So he's asking a question now, what will be the din gedoylo umadechas es mayim? What will be a big bird? A big bird has a lot of blood, so b'meila it will cancel out the water because it'll be so much blood. Or what will be the din ketana v'nitchas b'bnei hamayim? If it's a very small bird, has very little bird, and b'meila the water will cancel out the blood. What's the din? Amalei said to him, didn't I once tell you, don't ask foolish questions like. He said, "B'tzipa dror shiur rabbanon." The Torah said it has to be called a tzipa dror. That's like a free-flying bird. And the Chachamim knew that ein lecha gedolah shemadechas es hamayim, ve'ein lecha ketana shenitlas b'mnei hamayim. When the Rabbanan said the Revi'as, the Rabbanan knew what they're talking about. And don't waste your time with foolish questions. Tan Rabbanan. No. They didn't. Your question they didn't even think about.
There's all different sizes.
Like the mother Tan Rabbanan, we got in the Brisa, higdim offer l'mayim pasol. The halacha is that you have to take the keli, and in the keli you put in water, and then you put offer on it. What happens if you put first the offer and then the water on top of it? It makes a difference, right? What's the difference? But the Gemara says no. We learned in the Brisa that higdim offer l'mayim is possible. If you put the offer before putting in the water, but Reb Shimon machshir, and Reb Shimon holds no, it makes no difference. It's kosher. So the Gemara, my tama the Reb Shimon. What's the reason of Reb Shimon? The Ksiv Shetin Pasek v'lokhu latomei me'afas reifes hachatas. That they should take it by the paraduma. That they should take for the tomei me'afas from the ash of the burnt korban. The Tanya Amar of Shimon v'chi offer who? Is it offer? V'alei for who? It's ash. It's not. So why does it say me'afas sefer? Shashina because of mashmoi, the Torah changed and used the word offer instead of efer. In order that you should be able to make a gzei shava, for a gzei shava you have the two similar words. So in order to be able to make a gzei shava, the Torah changed the word over here, and maybe you can make a gzei shava. What's the gzei shava? Nemakan offer. Over here it says offer. V'nema lahalan offer. And there's another place where it also says offer. My lahalan offer al gabi mayim, afkan offer al gabi mayim. Over here also is offer al gabi mayim. For the Gemara, v'hosam minolan. Yeah, v'hosam minolan. I skipped over. Nemahalan afkan offer al gabi mayim. Makan higdim offer l'mayim kosher. Lahalan higdim offer l'mayim is kosher. He said we're going one from the other. From the paraduma, we're going to the din over here. Fact the Gemara v'hasam. And how do we know by paraduma that it's kosher? If you did first the offer, how do we know? He says trei kroi ksivi. There are two psukim. Ksiv olav. Alma efer bereisha. When it says olive on top of it, that means you put first the offer and then the water on top of it. Uksiv mayim chayim el keli. Mayim chayim el keli means that it should be live water from a mayim el keli, and that should touch the wall of the keli. So the wall of the keli means to say that there's no offer in it yet, that the offer comes in later. So you have two lushain. Alma mayim bereisha. So from mayim chayim, you see that water comes first. How could you work it out? Vishtimtus. So the Gemara, Ratza Zen Leisen. You could do whatever you want, and being that we know over there you could do whatever you want. So the same thing over here by us, by the sotah is also you can do whatever you want. So the Gemara, the Rabbanan that disagree, that they don't hold from this gzei shava. In other words, so the Rabbanan el keli davka. El keli that has the davka means that you have to put first the water. El keli, and olav la'avram, and olav means that you have to mix them, not just to put it in, but you have to mix them together. In fact, the Gemara, ve'ema, why don't you say olav is davka? And el keli shetahei chiyusam bekeli. Why don't you say say El Keli is dafka, and dish that should be chiyusam bekeli.
What is chiyusam?
That you shouldn't take when you fill the water, you should fill the water into the keli. Not that take first with one keli and then pour. That should be live water. That should be live water right from the mayan.
Right.
Not that you could take full one cup and pour it into this cup. It has to be chiyusam bekeli. So the Gemara says we can't say that because Ma'amad Sina b'chol mokem machshe l'mayla, afkan machshe l'mayla. The water is water. What makes the water unique? What's machshe the water? Over here, it's the offer that you put in, and over here, it's by the eight for the parah aduma. So the machshe is l'mayla. So if that's the case, so first you have to have the water, dafke, and have the machshe, which is the parah adum, the eight for the parah, or the earth by the sotah on top of it.